much to slime video, and I think this is probably my favourite one I've done so far. I added so many things, starting off with adding too much face masks. The ones I chose specifically did not have PVA in them, and they also had loads of the slime ingredients that we normally add in foaming face wash. And I was wondering what the clay face mask would do to the slime, because as you guys know, a lot of face masks are used with PVA to make slime, but the ones without actually give this the best texture. This feels like all of the thick slimes from all the famous slime shops, and it's so glossy, so thick, and it inflates so much. It turns 2 8-ounce containers from an 8-ounce slime. Face mask slime works so well, I decided to go in with another Pamper product, and I decided to go in with a Lush Bath Bomb, and this is the Experimenter. I just thought the colours in this were so cute, and then I went in with some glue, but it really fizzed up, so I had to add even more. And when I mixed it in, I noticed it was clumping, so as soon as I added my activator, I was kind of thinking, well, there's a lot of glue in there, so I'm only going to add a tiny bit, but it turned into rubber anyway. As soon as I touched it, it didn't have any goo in the middle, like sometimes when you overactivate outside, it was just rock hard. I was so excited to add Too Much Floral Foam. I've never actually touched it, but it always looks so satisfying on Instagram. And when I touched it, I was so shocked. I just gave it a little push because I was expecting it to be really soft, but this is actually so tough. And when I tried to mix it into the slime, it just did not work. So I moved to plan B, and I just started cutting it up like all the satisfying people on Instagram, but this was just so tough. And also, when you were trying to like mix it in, instead of mixing it in and making it like, I don't know, like adding it into something like a clay into slime where it mixes together, it just absorbed the slime. So it just became wet floral foam. I am obsessed with Foamo pieces. I think that's how you pronounce it, but this is just so much fun to mix into clear slime, and I've only done tiny little bits, like as much as I'm adding here. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to be extra, I'm going to do one of the videos where I add too much, and I'm just going to buy a This is one of those Instagram made me do it purchases. I saw these all over Instagram, and they're basically like these little plastic things that you put on the end of a straw, you blow it up, and then it makes a plastic balloon, and it's so fun. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna mix this into slime, and it was actually really tough. It didn't pop. I was expecting it to have like a loud bang, but it really didn't. It was so fun to mix in, but it also didn't really mix in because it's plastic, so it just came up as like little coloured chunks.